Okay, so this was vlog 1, part 3. To continue on from being as empath and sensitive. So, like I said, I hear voices in my dream calling for help, and I pray. Um, Being as sensitive and being open, that's when you're most open, is in your sleep, and that's why I can hear. Um, you're also subjected to night terrors. And I get two in particular. One, people call it night paralysis, but it is a scary, scary experience. And for me, it is a night terror. And I've seen a figure that's horned in a couple of them. It feels like I'm being held down and I'm in a tunnel, and my life force is being sucked out of me. Um, and I can't call for help. Like, I'm like, help, help, and nobody, like, it's like a pitiful little, like, nobody can hear that, right? And if you ever watch the Harry Potter movies, the death, not the Death Eaters, but the things that suck the life out there, Dementors. That's what it feels like. Is when you see that, that's how to me, that's how it feels like it's coming out. And I'm being held down, and I can't do anything. The last few times I was able to make a weird grunt, because apparently I was able to yell in my dream. I know I'm dreaming. I know I need to wake up, but I can't wake up on my own. So I end up doing this weird grunt apparently, and my ex, the last couple times, is able to come and wake me up. The other night terror, I don't remember much, but I remember waking up, crying, screaming, and praying actually, and it felt like my neck was ripped out, like I would just bite. When I was younger, I used to get marks. I don't get marks now, but that's not a common one. That's a very rare one. The being held down is more common what I experience. Call it what you will, but to me, it's a night terror. So those are the ones I do end up having. So now I do protection around me, and I'm learning how to deal with that. Um, Now, to talk about being spiritual and being Catholic is when you attach the two together, the possibilities of your religion and just opening up your mind to the possibilities of it, it's endless, absolutely endless possibilities of beauty and logic and grace and kindness and love. I always hate the like, preaching that you're better than other people. No, you're not. You're no better than nobody else. You're a human being. You're part of the human race. No better than anybody else. And God loves you. Try to be good in your life. For me, I try to be the best person I can be. Very kind. I try not to judge. Sometimes I judge in my mind, but then I have to squash it. It doesn't come out of my mouth. But I'm trying not to be very judgmental, because by the grace of God go I. I'm no better than anybody else. And I try to live my life with love and compassion. As an empath, it goes against my very nature, my very core, to cause pain or hurt to anybody. It really does. For me to cause pain and hurt and suffering makes me physically ill. Literally makes me physically ill. And that's part of being an empath. Because my role here, in my Find My Life work, is to be kind and to help people, maybe help people burden their pain and their suffering. I can feel every emotion, but the one I tend to get drawn to most is pain and suffering, and that's because of what I've gone through in my life. I've denied being an empath for years, because when my mom started talking to me about it, um, before she can really get into talking to me and guiding me when I was older and everything, she got sick and passed away. So I lost my mom in '91, and I lost my dad in 2000 to the same cancer, which is colon cancer, which is a very hard way to go, actually, a very painful way to go. So there's trauma, and I've had trauma through my life, and um, sadness and pain through and suffering through my life. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but so that's probably what triggered a lot of the fibro, because they do say trauma causes fibro, or not causes it, but triggers fibro. And that's that. Now, there's being spiritual and everything, I recommend meditation. Meditation helps. Um, just even before I'm going, like, let's say I'm going to a concert, or there's a special function I'm going to, I have to prepare myself, and it's not just like getting showered and dressed and makeup on and whatever. I actually have to mentally prepare myself to be in crowds, and that takes about an hour. There's like meditations, there's prayers, there's meditations, there's barriers you're putting up around you, so you're not being bombarded by people's emotions. Um, there's a lot of different things you can do to do that. And I'm going to do a couple of shout outs to some apps that I actually find that are very helpful. These are free apps with in-app purchases that you can get premium stuff when you purchase. The first app I'm going to do a shout out is Sanvelo. It's designed by psychologists, and it's mindful training, and it's one of the best things you can do. It doesn't matter what medical condition you have, mindful training helps. The